Uncompromised. It's not a word that you'd find in the English dictionary, but Hyundai insists that that's the word that best describes its Elite i20. How? Well, Hyundai says that its new Elite i20 is in fact the ideal balance between a compact SUV and a sedan. So, it must deliver on utility and street presence like an SUV, and it also must come good when it comes to refinement, comfort and driving dynamics typical of a sedan. Now that is a tall ask, yes, but if the Elite i20 does come good on all these counts, it should make for a very good purchase. Now before we answer that, let's talk styling. The Elite i20 might run on juicy-looking 16-inch wheels, but as you can tell, it is no SUV. It is nonetheless a good-looking large hatchback, we will give it that. The i20 now follows what Hyundai calls its Fluidic Sculpture 2 design, which to you and me means a car that's less flamboyant and in your face, but more palatable than the likes of the Hyundai Verna and Elantra. It still has Hyundai's signature hexagonal grille and pulled-back headlamps, but that mesh that integrates the fog lamps as part of the bumper is a new addition, and it does look good. The bonnet has more creases now, and daytime running lights, interestingly, have been given a miss as a cost aspect. In profile, the increase in wheelbase is obvious. What isn't so clear is the reduction in length. The new i20 is 10 mm shorter. It has a stronger shoulder line now that runs from the front fender all the way into the tail lamps. This, along with the sloping down roof line and the blackened C-pillar, give the new i20 both a sporty and a larger-than-class road presence. It is the rear where the new i20 looks very unlike the previous generation car. Its large LED tail lamps that run into the hatch dominate, but then on, it lacks the same styling flair the Elite i20 displays up front and in profile. It has this ugly protrusion under the Hyundai badge for the reversing camera, and the bumper, though flowing in design, lacks character. The idea with the Elite i20 is to go premium, and it is obvious in the way the interior has been designed. Like most expensive cars, it now runs a single slab on face of the dashboard, which actually extends to the doors thanks to the color combination being used on the door. Overall, Hyundai has also improved the quality of the interiors, the fit and finish, and in fact the operability. So every time you use a button or twirl a knob, it feels better than compared to the older car. It's not just a good-looking design it's well thought out too. The instrumentation is neat and easy to read, the stereo is nicely integrated into the center console, and though the climate control system looks old, it is well located, and so using it on the move isn't a hassle. The i20 sits on a longer wheelbase now. It might be shorter in length, but the increased wheelbase has really liberated a lot of room inside. Now the front seat is set according to my driving position, and even then there is a lot of knee room here. The car's also wider than before, even on the inside, and so the shoulder room really has increased. The headroom, as you can see, is ample as well. When it comes to comfort and convenience related equipment, the Elite i20 scores quite well, at least in this top of the line Asta trim. It gets steering mounted controls, electric ORVMs with auto fold, auto headlights and keyless entry and start. It even gets a reversing camera. On the safety front, there's ABS and front 2 airbags. Sadly, the 6th airbag option available on the previous generation i20 has been skipped on the new car. Now the engines. As is the norm in this class, the i20 also comes with one petrol and one diesel engine. The petrol is a 1.2 litre 83 PS 4-cylinder unit, and the diesel is a 1.4 litre 90 PS engine. Both engines have been carried over from the previous car. Now we are driving the diesel, and the first thing that impresses you about this engine, or this car in particular, is the NVH levels. When you're outside, it's very hard to tell that it is a diesel. It's pretty quiet. And then once you get inside and start driving, apart from the air-con noise, it's only when you rev it really high that you can hear the engine. The engine itself is refined, it's easy revving, The only thing is a bit of turbo lag, so you have to dial up the revs above 2000 RPM to really get some go out of it. What's also impressive about the Elite i20 is the ride and handling balance. Now the previous car, it rode well, especially at lower speeds, so it would absorb bumps well, but the handling really wasn't something that would, get you excited or get you involved. Now on this car, the suspension in theory remains the same, so it's still got McPherson struts up front and it's got a torsion beam axle at the back. But Hyundai has changed the geometry, so it's straighter now, and it's also reworked the damping on the car, so it's slightly firmer. What this has done is it has helped the i20 tackle the quick direction changes much better. So of course there's a bit of roll and the car will understeer a bit, but it feels more confident than the previous generation car. So is the Elite i20 really the ideal balance between a compact SUV and a sedan? Well, no, not quite. But what it is a well thought out and well executed large hatchback. It is good looking, it is spacious, it is well equipped, and it is well finished. But most of all, it is very well priced, and that's what makes the new Elite i20 a very worthy purchase.